Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
I want to welcome you to the August 4th, 2026 meeting and want to call it to order. We have with us this morning the Pastor John Dowdy, who Church at the Crossing, that will lead us in our invocation. Thank you, sir, for being here. Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Commissioner Stock. And so if you're able to, I'd love for you all to stand.
Let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we pause and recognize that your word declares that your mercy is new every morning, and so we woke up to new mercy. We also know that in your presence is fullness of joy, and so we're grateful for the opportunity that you've given us a new day today. And I just pause and recognize that you place everyone in authority, and so God, we're grateful for the city commissioners, every city official that's been elected in position, God, to discern and make decisions full of wisdom as we continue to progress this city towards everything that you've purposed in our lives. And in this season that we're in. And so, God, I just pray that your presence just remains, and that, God, if there's anyone far from you, that they would come to know you. Your word says that it's your loving kindness that draws us to a place of repentance. And so we lean into your peace, we lean into your promises, and we know that he who has begun a good work is faithful to carry it out until the day of completion. And we're thankful. Would you continue to guide and lead this city as we look to follow and surrender our lives to you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everybody. City Clerk, if you will make note that we are all here in attendance except for Commissioner Pierce, who is unable to be here today. And if I could, from the Commission, on item number 4, get approval of the minutes from the July 21st, 2026 meeting, please.
Motion approved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second for approval of the minutes. Any discussion by the Commission? All in favor say yea.
Yea.
Any opposed say nay. All right, if you're following along on your agendas this morning, we are at communications from the Mayor and City Commission, and first up is our recognition of the Dothan Leisure Services Special Olympics team, the Alabama athletes. If Director Billy Powell will meet me at the podium, that'll be good. Thank you. Closer so they won't fuss at me for not speaking into the mic this morning. We are often able to honor our athletes, excuse me, and we have quite frequently here lately honored a lot of baseball teams and softball teams that have come through. But today it's my special privilege to honor our Alabama athletes that competed in the 2026 USA Special Olympics Games that was held in June in Minneapolis. And so we are honored to have them here this morning, and I want to give our recognition to that. So if you will allow me to read this certificate of recognition to each one of them. Whereas the 2026 USA Special Olympics Games was held in June in Minneapolis, Minnesota, with 3 athletes from Dothan Leisure Services and 1 unified partner in attendance representing Team Alabama. And whereas Gabriella Baker, Andrew Neve, Kayla Kelly, and United partner Gina Kelly competed with athletes from across the country, represented Dothan with determination and heart and sportsmanship, and brought home gold and bronze medals, with Gabriella setting a new Special Olympics U.S. Games record in the women's 800-meter run. And whereas the athletes put in many hours of training and much dedication in reaching these extraordinary achievements, and whereas a celebration in their honor was held on Saturday, June 27th at the Doug II Therapeutic Recreation Center, where the athletes were welcomed home by their family and friends and community. Now, therefore, I, Mark Sleeper, the proud mayor of this great city of Dothan, and in such capacity do hereby recognize the Dothan Leisure Services Special Olympics team. Their incredible accomplishments at the 2026 USA Games, and for being an inspiration to us all. God bless. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you for your continued support with our department and what we do, and especially now with Special Olympics and therapeutic recreation within this department. At this time, we have a video that we'd like to show real quickly, about 2 minutes. We can get that turned on.
Team Alabama returned home from the 2026 Special Olympics USA Games in Minnesota with medals around their necks and memories that will stay with them for a lifetime. News 4's Sarah Sims shares their story.
Those are just part of the cheers that welcomed the 3 Dothan Special Olympic athletes home.
Like how happy they were to see us win made us proud.
But the cheering started long before they came home. Gabby Baker, Andrew Neve, and Kayla Kelly all represented Team Alabama. Each of them came home with medals to show for it.
It means a lot to me. I really enjoy going to national games with my friends and meet new athletes and new volunteers.
Neve has competed in the Special Olympics before, but this time he brought home gold in the 100-meter freestyle and 2 bronze medals.
I was surprised. I was looking at the score, and I found someone got first place, and it was me. And I was so happy I got a gold medal.
For first-timer Gabriella Baker, the games became something even more historic.
Before I had my race, I prayed, like, please help me. Like, even if I don't do good, like, please help me to, like, push myself and just try my best.
And her prayer was answered. Baker crossed the finish line in 2 minutes, 30 seconds, and 88 hundredths, setting a new Special Olympics USA Games record in the women's 800-meter run.
I almost wanted to cry, and I just couldn't believe it.
She didn't plan on running until her sister inspired her to do it, and now she can't let it go.
And I run for God. Like, running also is like in the family. I guess that's another reason why I like running. I guess to keep that legacy.
And then there was Kayla Kelly, who didn't just win a medal, she won one with her mom. Kayla's mom was her unified bocce partner.
It's kind of fun to do it with your mom, but to do it alone is like emotional.
Places like Doug 2 are where journeys begin, but for 3 athletes, it ended on the national podium, coming back home to Dothan, Alabama as champions.
But when they got off that airplane and they saw Doug 2 out there with all those signs welcoming home and you know, we love you, and they gave the hugs and just all the things that they're beautiful for.
They trained hard, they competed hard, and when it was all over, they shared one feeling.
And we were so excited to see them.
And on the week America celebrates its birthday, they felt every bit of that pride.
I think USA is a perfect place because I'm glad to be an American.
As America prepares to turn 250, the city of Dothan has another reason to wave the flag. In Dothan, Sarah Sims, your hometown news leader.
All right. Again, thank you. And again, thank you for allowing us to present this video to you all and to the public as well. I know that most everyone has had the opportunity to see it during the news time, but you know, it just shows from the video how our athletes worked incredibly hard and represented Dothan and also the state of Alabama with pride. And of course, they demonstrated determination, sportsmanship, and resilience while competing against some of the best Special Olympics athletes from across the nation. So again, congratulations, thank you, and at this time I would like to turn this over to Angie and the mayor and to do our final presentation.
Wouldn't y'all say their accomplishments are truly remarkable?
Yes.
So I'm going to recognize each athlete and let you know how they did in each event they competed in. So Andrew Neve, gold medal in the 100-meter freestyle, a bronze medal in the 50-meter freestyle, and a bronze medal in the 4x25 freestyle relay. Gabriella Baker, a gold medal in the 400-meter run, a gold medal in the 800-meter run, and the 800-meter run, she broke the Special Olympics USA Games record. And and then in the 4x100-meter relay, the team took 5th place. Kayla Kelly, bronze medal In team bocce with her mom, they actually had to go to a sudden death match. And it was down to measurements in the end. It was so exciting. Fourth place in doubles bocce with her mom, and then sixth place in singles bocce. And then unified partner Gina Kelly competed alongside Kayla in unified bocce, helping the team earn a fourth place finish in doubles and a bronze medal in team bocce. These athletes did an outstanding job representing Team Alabama and the city of Dothan, and we couldn't be prouder of what they accomplished on the national stage. At this time, I would like to call up the Mitchell family, Mr. John, Junior, Meredith, and Camille, and also Charles Guthrie. We would like to extend a special thank you to the Mitchell Automotive and the Mitchell family, along with Toyota of Dothan, for helping make this once-in-a-lifetime experience possible. Their generosity allowed our athletes to travel from Enterprise Airport, where they even received a special send-off from the Enterprise Police Department, Dothan Police Department, and Enterprise Fire Department. Their support made an unforgettable impact on these athletes and their families, and we are incredibly grateful. I also have a plaque that I would like to present, just a small token of our appreciation to the Mitchell family and Toyota of Dothan. In grateful appreciation for your kindness, generosity, and unwavering support of the Dothan athletes who proudly competed in the 2026 Special Olympics USA National Games in Minneapolis. Thank you for providing first-class transportation for the Dothan delegation and for the encouragement, support, and love you shared throughout the games. Your generosity and commitment helped make this experience truly unforgettable. So I have one more presentation. Mr. Charles Guthrie, who was not only our pilot, but the Mitchell family allowed him to stay in Minnesota with us for the whole week. And he said, if there's anything that y'all need, let me know. And he was our biggest cheerleader. He was at everything the athletes competed in. But this plaque, in grateful appreciation for your kindness, generosity, and exceptional aviation expertise in safely flying our Special Olympics athletes to and from the 2026 Special Olympics USA National Games in Minnesota. Thank you for being one of our biggest cheerleaders, encouraging and cheering on our athletes throughout the competitions with unwavering enthusiasm and support. Your generosity made a lasting difference, and your dedication to our athletes and the Dothan Special Olympics program will always be deeply appreciated. Thank you. So please join me in congratulating Gabriella, Andrew, Kayla, and Gina on their outstanding accomplishments and thanking them for representing our community with such excellence. Congratulations and welcome home. Thank you for making Dothan and Team Alabama proud. We look forward to seeing all that you accomplish in the years ahead. And before we depart, we've just found out, so national games are a qualifier for World Games, which are held next year, and they're going to be held in Santiago, Chile. And Gabriella qualified and will be competing in track. And I would also like to add, she's the only athlete from Alabama that will be going. So, and how wonderful to have that athlete from Dothan, right here in Dothan. So.
Nice medal there, brother. Thank you. That's an impressive medal, man. Congratulations. Great job. Congratulations. Yeah.
All right. Next up, another very heartfelt proclamation this morning is our National Purple Heart Day. If you're on August the 7th, so this coming Friday, is going to be National Purple Heart Day. And if you didn't know, it was an award. It's the oldest military medal. It's awarded, and General George Washington, I believe, first started it, and it actually has his picture on there as well. And so I've asked Commissioner Stock, who is the CW5 retired, to read the proclamation and honor our Purple Heart recipients that are here with us in attendance today. Commissioner Stock.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. If you are one of those recipients, would you please come up front to the dais so we can recognize you this morning? We have a number of recipients and VIPs that are here today. Just want to read off some of their names. Mr. Andy McDuffie, Mr. Andrew Jenkins, Dan Stamaris, Paul Fretz, Donald Rawlinson. We have Mr. Cody Johnson, Lance Giselman, and Damon Owens. And I believe we also have Colonel Keith Hill, who is not a Purple Heart recipient, but he just relinquished command out at Fort Rucker, and he's here with us today as well. So we have just some great Americans, and I want to say thank you. If you are one of the veteran service organizations in the area, would you just please acknowledge yourself to the crowd? All right, so thank you guys. These folks do an amazing job for supporting veterans, and I'm proud to be a part of them as well. So without any further ado, I'm going to go ahead and read this proclamation. Whereas, on National Purple Heart Day, we pause in solemn tribute to every American soldier, sailor, Marine, airman, guardian, and Coast Guardsman who was wounded or killed defending our birthright of freedom. And whereas, as a Purple Heart City, we renew our resolve to never forget the wounded warriors and martyrs of liberty who have received this distinguished decoration. We vow to forge a future worthy of their sacrifice. And whereas, on August 7th, 1782, General George Washington established the badge of military merit, fashioned with a heart-shaped purple cloth to honor acts of unusual gallantry, extraordinary fidelity, and essential service. Today, that award, known as the Purple Heart, recognizes any member of our armed forces wounded or killed in action against an enemy. And whereas the Purple Heart is an award neither pursued nor won, instead it is bestowed as a symbol of the sacrifices manifested in bloodshed, broken bodies, and perished souls. The modern medallion, a gold heart bearing a likeness of George Washington and adorned with a purple sash, stands as an enduring reminder that our cherished freedom is preserved often at tremendous cost, by the steadfast courage of those who wear our nation's uniform. And whereas on this annual observance, I ask all residents of the City of Dothan to join us in honoring all Purple Heart recipients, as well as the resilient and faithful families who support the wounded in recovery and restoration, and those who grieve the fallen. We are eternally indebted for their devotion to duty and sacrifice on behalf of our great nation. Now therefore I, CB5 retired Dave Stock, District 4 City Commissioner, and Mayor Mark Saliba, do hereby claim August 7th, 2026 as National Purple Heart Day. Congratulations.
You got it? Thank you for your service. 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 Thank you for your service.
All right, thank you, everyone. Two very heartfelt proclamations and recognitions this morning. At this time, we will have our communications from the commission, starting with Commissioner Daniels.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for your presence, for your continued commitment to the City of Dothan. Tomorrow, on August the 5th, marks 1 year I was elected as Commissioner of District 1. It has been a year of listening, learning, serving, and working alongside our community. I am grateful for the trust that has been placed in me. I remain committed to representing the people of Dothan with integrity, transparency, and dedication. I would like to thank all department heads for your willingness to make a difference in our community. Finally, as we prepare for a new school year, I ask that you keep everyone associated with schools lifted in prayer. Let us pray for God's guidance, protection, patience over our classrooms. May this be a safe, productive, successful year for every child and every educator. Thank you. May God continue to bless the City of Dothan.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Good morning. Just want to say we can't express enough gratitude to all of the Purple Heart recipients. We definitely want to say thank you for your service, and also thank you for your sacrifices, those both known and unknown sacrifices. We thank you for that. I also like to take a minute and to acknowledge a very special young man to me, Jordan, if you could stand up. Jordan Redding is a high school student at Emmanuel Christian School. He's a part of my Guide Right Capital League program that I'm the coordinator of. It's a youth mentorship program. It's a very lot of strenuous criteria to be a part of our program, from participating in community service, extracurricular activities, and also keeping a certain grade point average. So Jordan is a very active member in our group. He holds an office in our group and also keeps up with his grades. He participates in basketball, baseball, and also is on the golf team at Emmanuel Christian School. So I want to thank him and his family for coming. He's learning about civic responsibility and municipal government today. So thank you, Jordan. And he also has a great support system in his family. His mother, Miss Annie, thank you for coming as well. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
And I just want to say a welcome to everybody, and I don't have any other comments other than that.
All right, thanks, sir.
Well, good morning. You know, the summer's starting to wind down, and school's starting, some this week, some next week, and I just want to let all the teachers know I'm praying for you. Want everyone, the families, there's a lot of change getting ready to happen as school starts back up, and so If you're out there driving around, just slow down, be mindful of that. We want to make sure our kids get there safe. But I'm encouraged by the new year for the school system. I think there's a lot of good things that are going to be transpiring this year, and so we're excited for that. But I'm also just excited for our community. The ceremony today, these two, how could you not get emotional? I've lost friends in battle, and we've got Special Olympians that are representing our city all around the country and soon to be the world. And so how can you not be excited about Dothan? How can you not? I mentioned Colonel Keith Hill, Dothan area resident. He and his family have been here for a number of years. Like me, when he moved to Dothan, he told the Army, this is probably going to be my last move. I love this area and we don't want to move anymore. And he just relinquished command of a brigade at Fort Rucker. Just a beautiful ceremony with Commanding General Gill. And so it's just great when we see people from Dothan who are just continuing to serve our community in many different ways. But I just want to say that we have a lot of great things that we're working on. We have a lot of great people in this town, this community, and it's easy sometimes to get distracted by the negative, but there's just so many positives that I'm excited about. And so I'm excited to be a District 4 Commissioner, getting ready to start our second year, and I'm proud for this opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thanks. So kind of on the same note there, just if you're not excited about being in this town, in this area, there's something wrong. Just seeing the things that are going on today, just to support the Mitchell family for not only supporting our Special Olympians in the Dothan area, but all they do in the Wiregrass area. There's many folks out there to do all these kind of things to make this such a great community, and just having these type of programs within the city, and there's many more that we offer. It's just a great community here, and those that served before us that started all these things and that we're trying to continue on. It's just a great tribute to what they did and their love for Dothan. A couple other things just want to reiterate. We got I think before we meet again, we got a vote on August 11th. There's our congressional districts. So if you please get out to that, I think that's the only thing on the ballot, so don't let that be your excuse not to go. So go out and let your word be heard. I also want to thank again our department heads for they do a tremendous job. And some of it's not fun or easy. They're making tough decisions that don't make everybody happy, just like what we do. So I appreciate all you do and coming to work every day. So thank you. That's all, Mayor.
All right. Thank you, everyone. City Manager, I'm turning it over to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. I would like to invite up Bill Banks with the Dothan Police Department as our Employee of the Month. William Bill Banks has demonstrated an unwavering commitment to the city of Dothan through 25 years of dedicated public service. His career began on September 4th, 2001, when he joined the City of Dothan Jail as a detention officer. Through his strong work ethic, professionalism, and leadership abilities, he was promoted to detention sergeant in 2003, where he continued to serve with distinction. After many years of faithfully serving in the jail, Bill accepted the position of Animal Services Manager in 2017. Since taking on this role, he has continued to exemplify the values of public service, leading the Animal Services Division with compassion, integrity, and dedication. Bill is a respected leader who genuinely cares about both his employees and the community they serve. He fosters a positive work environment by supporting and encouraging his staff while leading by example every day. His commitment extends well beyond the daily responsibilities of managing the shelter. He has played an instrumental role in organizing and participating in animal adoption events and numerous community outreach activities that have helped countless animals find loving homes while strengthening the relationship between the Dothan Animal Shelter and the citizens of Dothan. Throughout his 25-year career with the City of Dothan, Bill has consistently demonstrated professionalism, dependability, and a servant's heart. His willingness to serve wherever needed, his dedication to the well-being of animals, his support of his employees, and his commitment to the community make him an outstanding representative of the City of Dothan. For his exceptional leadership, unwavering dedication, and 25 years of faithful service, William Bill Banks is highly deserving of recognition as Employee of the Month. Congratulations, Bill. Thank you.
So So I was hired approximately 10 months before Bill, so there's two things I can tell you wholeheartedly. One, I know a lot of Bill Bank stories, and two, he would rather be anywhere in the world than standing right here right now. But I can tell you that for the city employees in here, we know that our performance management system, when we grades 1 through 5, 3 is fully competent, 4 is exceptional performer, and 5 is model performer. And we tell people the model performers are the ones that you really can't afford to lose. And I can stand here before all of you today and tell you that's what Bill Banks is. He is a model performer. We would not be as successful as we are as an agency without Bill. He has excelled in everything he's done. Made supervisor in the jail, did a great job there. Volunteered his time with the police auxiliary when we had that organization. Even served as president of the auxiliary for a while. And then once going out to the animal shelter, has done a great job in running that. And Bill's a fixer. When something breaks, he doesn't just immediately call General Services. He'll figure out how to fix it, and even if it's on his dime, he's gone and bought parts before and fixed stuff. It's just the kind of guy he is. But I'm honored to stand here with Bill and give him this award, and I'm honored to call him a friend.
It's been an honor to work with the Dothan Police Department and the city of Dothan all these years. It seems like yesterday.
That's all I have, sir.
All right. All right, we will now continue on our agenda this morning. If you're following along on item number 7, is a public hearing regarding the rezoning of approximately 35.24 acres located on the south side of Honeysuckle Road between Homestead Road and the railroad. This is referenced under item number 9 below. If there's anyone that wishes to speak on this particular topic, and this topic only, if they would, please come forward now.
Mr. Mayor, I will say that I had a number of constituents reach out to me about this, and Todd, appreciate you and the team for, answering the feedback and whatnot on that, so thank you.
All right, not hearing anyone coming forward, call the public hearing closed on item number 7. Item number 8 is also a public hearing. It's regarding the adoption of the program year 2026 Community Development Block Grant Annual Action Plan, and it will be referenced under item number 10 below as well. If there's anyone that wishes to speak on this particular item, item number 8, if they will, please come forward at this time. All right, seeing no one come forward, I call the public hearing now closed on item number 8. We are now on item number 9. It is ordinance number 2026-197, rezoning the property owned by Private Holdings LLC located on the south side of Honeysuckle Road between Homestead Road and the railroad from an R3, from an HI to an R3 district.
Motion to approve. Motion for immediate consideration.
I have a motion. I have a motion and a second for immediate consideration. All in favor say yea.
Yea.
Any opposed say nay.
Motion to approve. Second.
We have a motion and a second for approval. Any discussion by the commission? All right, hearing none. All in favor say yea.
Yea.
Any opposed say nay. All right, motion carries. Item number 10 is resolution number 2026-198. It's approving the program year 2026 CDBG Annual Action Plan.
Motion approved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second is for approval of the plan. Any discussion by the commission? All right, all in favor say yea.
Yea.
Any opposed say nay. Item number 11, resolution number 2026-199. It's approving the reprogramming and reallocation of $35,764.94 in the prior program year CDBG funds to the Wiregrass Habitat for Humanity Incorporated for the Critical Home Repair and Weatherization Program and entering into a new sub-recipient agreement for the administration of these funds.
Motion approved.
Second.
Motion and a second is for approval. Any discussion or question by the commission?
I'd just like to thank those that found dollars to put back in this bucket that was pretty empty. So thank you. Thank you to all, Todd, whoever, thank you.
Terry.
Thank you, Terry.
All right. All in favor say yea.
Yea.
Any opposed say nay. Item number 12 is resolution number 2026-200. It's completing the contract with Lewis Construction LLC for the construction of the pickleball court complex for a total amount of $6,450,632.39, which includes a change order increase of $25,632.39 resulting from construction modifications.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second for approval. Any discussion by the commission?
Just a great facility. I've been by there a couple times, and there's a lot of people out there who must not have got hurt like I did. Playing, and they're back out there playing again.
You didn't have to tell on yourself, you know.
It's out there. It's in the world. It's out there. Got to admit it.
All right, anybody else? All in favor say yea.
Yea.
Any opposed say nay. Item 13, resolution number 2026-201 is entering into an agreement with Nomic Networks for a 30-day proof of concept trial of the Outpost hardware appliance with option to purchase for a one-time cost of $9,157.60 and an annual reoccurring fee of $13,500.
Motion for approval.
Second.
Motion and second is for approval. Any discussion?
Just get a quick, let everybody know what that is.
Yeah, it's basically a security system that is to help protect some of our software and all.
Cybersecurity things.
Okay, good?
Yeah, I'm good, yeah.
All right.
I knew, I just wanted to make sure everybody knew.
You want to make sure everybody else
I
knows.
want sure everybody knew.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Seems expensive, but it's not.
All in favor say yea.
Yea.
Any opposed say nay. Item 14, resolution number 2026-202. It's accepting the proposal from McGriff Insurance Services Incorporated for the specific stop-loss reinsurance for the City of Dothan's health insurance plan as quoted by the International Specialty Underwriters Companion Life Insurance Company.
Motion approved.
Second.
Motion and second is for approval. Any discussion? All right, all in favor say yea.
Yea.
Any opposed say nay. Item 15 on your agenda is resolution number 2026-203. It's submitting a pre-application form in the amount of $17 million under the Alabama Department of Environmental Management's Clean Water State Revolving Fund Program to be used for the trunk line and sewer basin improvements project.
Motion approved.
Second.
Motion and a second is for approval. Any discussion or any explanation for the commission? All right. Hearing none. All in favor say yea.
Yea.
Any opposed say nay. Item 16, resolution number 2026-204. It's applying for and accepting the grant funding in the amount of $200,000 from the U.S. Department of Justice Office of Community-Oriented Policing Services under the 2026 Community Policing Micro Grants Program to establish an intelligence analyst program within the Real-Time Crime Center.
Motion approved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second for approval. Can we give just a snippet of what that's about for the media and the public?
Yes, sir. So the police department's been working on standing up the Real-Time Crime Center. What this grant is for is to help out with some of the personnel costs for the analysts for that Real-Time Crime Center.
All right, thank you. Anybody, commission?
Good.
All right, all in favor say yea.
Yea.
Any opposed say nay. Item 17 is resolution number 2026-205. It's entering into an agreement with ESRI Incorporated for the Geographic Information System software and maintenance at an annual cost of $60,300 per year for a 3-year period.
Motion approved.
Second.
Motion is second for approval. Any discussion? All in favor say yea.
Yea.
Any opposed say nay. Item 18, resolution number 2026-206, adopting a unified set of general terms and conditions to govern vendor agreements, contracts, and purchase orders executed by or on behalf of the city.
Motion approved.
Second.
Motion and a second for approval. Any questions or explanation? All right, all in favor say yea.
Yea.
Any opposed say nay. Item 19, resolution number 2026-207, declaring certain personal property as obsolete and no longer needed for public or municipal purposes, and authorizing the disposal of the said property by whatever means is determined to be in the best interest of the city.
Motion. Second.
Motion is second is for approval. Any discussion? All in favor say yea.
Yea.
Any opposed say nay. Item number 20 is resolution number 2026-208. It's approving other purchases over $30,000 by the city.
Motion for approval.
Second.
Motion is seconds for approval. Any discussion? All in favor say yea.
Yea.
Any opposed say nay. Item number 21, resolution number 2026-209. It's approving the advanced travel request for city employees.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion is seconds for approval. Any discussion? All in favor say yea.
Yea.
Any opposed say nay.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion and second is for adjournment. All in favor say yea.
Yea.
Any opposed say nay. All right, City Manager, we turn over this admin portion over to you.
Thank you, sir. First item on the administrative meeting agenda is approval of minutes from the July 21st, 2026 meeting.
Motion approved.
We have a motion and a second for the approval of the admin minutes from July 21st. All in favor say yea.
Yea.
Any opposed say nay.
Second item is to amend section 114-183B1 of the City of Dothan zoning ordinance. And Mr. Todd McDonald's available to go through what this is exactly.
So what we've experienced lately was sort of a failure of our zoning code to address some rather important issues to some area residents. We have an individual who, living on this property, which is off Chapel Hill Road, that has decided to build a rather large accessory structure. That accessory structure is certainly out of character with the community. However, our regulations don't really provide any limitations on that use. So it is a kind of a sore spot for that community, and it complies with our code as it is now. So what we think is prudent is to make some rather significant changes to our zoning ordinance. I coordinated with Alan Livingston, who is a nearby resident, on some of the language in this, and everything you see highlighted in yellow is our improvements or recommendations that they made. So we need to make an amendment to our definition of what an accessory structure is. And we also need to make some pretty significant amendments to the regulations themselves to prevent this from occurring again. Probably the most important of which is limiting the size of these things, accessory structures, to 25% of the principal size of the principal building. That gives some flexibility to the individuals who happen to own large structures, large houses, and want to have an accessory structure that is similar in character to it. But in general, if the building is small, then it would compensate that way for the size of the accessory structure. So the changes that we made to our regulations, again, where what you see highlighted in yellow is what we had as recommendations from adjacent neighbors. So if we can move this forward, I would appreciate it.
Todd, that's for going forward, not this current.
Correct.
Bill.
Going
Yeah,
forward.
okay.
Yeah, you'll have to approve them next time.
Well, 25% isn't much. There's a lot of outposts, a lot of second car garages, a lot of shops that are way over 25%. Really doesn't bother anybody. So it kind of seems like one guy decides to build a gymnasium up toward the road's going to cost a lot of other people their rights. Is there an approval process if somebody did want to get a secondary structure put on their property where you could go through that process and get it approved?
Well, we thought about, of course, we're concerned about the agricultural segment of our community. So, and a lot of times you have agricultural buildings, accessory structures that are much larger than the principal structure. So we have a caveat in there that if an individual, if the structure is clearly used for agricultural purposes, the 25% rule wouldn't apply. Otherwise, 25%. We tested that around different parts of the city, look at how that would impact homes in all parts of the community.
What about the size of the lot? Does that have any impact on that?
No.
So if you have like 3 acres and wanted to put a large building in the back corner, even inside the state limits, you couldn't put it above 25%?
25% unless it's owned and used for agricultural purposes.
Is there any limitation when you talk about agricultural purposes? Will that cover kind of the whole gambit of like pole barns and things of that nature?
Pole barns wouldn't be included as an accessory structure. It's not really a building per se. It would still have to conform to the setback requirements. But other than that, it wouldn't meet the terms of the ordinance.
I think it was mentioned before, is there a waiver or appeal process for this if, maybe there is a really great reason someone would have a need for something more than 25%, and because of the size of the lot and because of the location, all these things, it wouldn't really be an hindrance or an eyesore. Is there an appeal process that someone would go through?
Any aspect of the zoning code can be appealed to the Board of Zoning Adjustment. That's the purpose.
And remind me, Todd, because I don't remember, an ADU, accessory dwelling unit, are we allowing, someone, say, a mother-in-law suite, where they can live in the back if it meets these requirements? Is that acceptable?
All ADUs are limited to 800 square feet.
800 square feet. But we are allowing that?
Yes.
So,
yes.
Okay.
And not necessarily limited to a relative of the owner.
Right. Okay.
Which that's the current code right now. You can't build one over 800 square feet.
800 square feet. That's an ADU. That's not accessory structure.
Okay. So that's the difference in the definitions between
Yes.
ADU and accessory?
Yes.
Okay.
So this applies to all zoning, right? I know you said there's some agricultural differences with some things, but basically this would be 25% of all unless it meets and is zoned AC.
Correct. It has to be zoned and used for agricultural purposes to be exempt from that. And that's going to be determined on a case-by-case basis.
So even though this was an AC zoned lot and that, if you're talking about now, they still would have to follow these rules because it's not agricultural.
Correct. That would be one of the problems with this particular property is it's zoned agricultural.
And there's no requirement for somebody to change their zoning from agricultural AC to R1 or whatever to build a house on it, is there?
No.
Okay.
Single-family homes are allowed in that district.
Is this the norm, the 25%? Is that come up through other cities? I mean, is that, or how do we get to 25?
Yeah, I looked around and some of them are smaller than that, more restrictive. Some are less restrictive. I wouldn't say I picked a happy median, but we did test it, looking at different houses in the community. The 25,000 square foot house, I believe, is the largest house in Dothan. No, I'm sorry, 10,000 square foot house, largest house in Dothan. So you figure 25% of that is 2,500 square feet. Pretty big structure, as big as some houses are.
And that would be ours, so if somebody had an HOA that had different rules, I mean, we wouldn't enforce that, but then they could enforce it.
This is public law, this is not HOA law.
Right, so somebody could have something more restrictive.
Yes.
That they would have to enforce, not us.
Yes.
Yeah. So any idea how many units are out there now that are bigger than 25? I mean, I know you said you looked, and are there very many you can know of that are already?
No, not many.
Okay.
Not many. We were kind of surprised that some of them are very relational to the main structure in terms of their size and their appearance. But most of them do not hit that 25% mark.
So what is the difference between attached and detached? So if I have a walkway that connects to my 10,000 square foot house and I want to build a 5,000 square foot gymnasium, what makes it attached? You know, a walkway, it has to physically be attached so that it, you know what I mean? I'm just adding on to my existing home.
Right.
Versus
if part of the structure, then it would do it.
What makes it part of the structure? Can I just have a covered walkway to touch? You know,
Yeah.
Is that become,
Well, they'll have to comply with building code.
I'm just wondering, would that negate the 25% rule if I've got a walkway, covered walkway, concrete, whatever
I
to
would
it?
think we would look at that carefully.
I was just wondering how that would work, if
yeah.
I could get around it that way.
Yeah, yes, and that has, since my time have been here, that's been the case on a couple of occasions where they've connected accessory structures to the main building via a covered walkway. Still an accessory structure or an ADU, accessory dwelling.
So if it's not physically connected, then it's separate.
Yeah, loosely connected with a cover of some kind. But yeah, it was clearly the purpose of that.
Yeah.
Was not.
Okay.
It was for housing, habitation, and we see that in the plans when we see a bathroom and a kitchenette or plumbing goes into it. But the plumbing in this structure, there is no plumbing that would lead us to conclude that they're going to use this for habitation purposes. It's simply for, they have a small kitchenette and a shower.
Just wonder if there's any way somebody could try to manipulate. I'm
I'm
wondering.
sure there's people in this world that will try to manipulate.
All right. Thank you, sir. Move it forward.
Thank you. Next item is to revise Chapter 82, Solid Waste of the City of Dothan's Code of Ordinances, and Mr. Tommy Wright will go over this presentation.
Good morning.
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 Time to talk trash again.
Talking trash.
There's my slideshow to catch up with us. There we go. So a couple of weeks ago, we presented multiple options for you guys to consider moving forward to help us close the gap between the revenue and the cost associated with running our solid waste program. So over the past couple of weeks, we've taken into consideration your feedback, input from the city manager, and input back from our survey to help make a more condensed proposed recommendation to move forward with. So we're going to go through that today. Just a quick recap. Currently, we are servicing over 26,000 homes in the city of Dothan with 3 service streams. That's your garbage, trash, and recycling. Currently, we have about 10,000 residents that participate in the recycle program. The current fee of $14.75 was established in March of 2013, and then the solid waste fund was created in October of 2020. This is a graph that you saw a couple of weeks ago. It's just a good visualization of the breakdown of the cost per service here within the city of Dothan. You can see the smallest of that division is the recycle program that $4.12 per month is our cost to do that recycle collection. It's much smaller than the other services because of that decreased participation throughout the city, with only 10,000 of the 26,000 residents actually participating. So we can skirt through the city pretty quick and collect that recycled materials. Current cost for us to do this collection services right now with all of our cost included is $35.06 per month. Again, this is a repeat of the slide that you guys saw last time. It just shows the cost breakdown per service with the projected fees out 10 years into the future. You can see right now on the left side of that chart, we are at a total of $35.06 per month, and we see that projecting up to over $47 a month within the next 10 years. Just taking into account the fuel charges, fleet cost, and employee cost moving forward. A couple of years ago in strategic planning, you guys expressed interest in making any service self-sustaining that is possible. So we've been manipulating, looking at various different operational procedures and cost structures that would help us achieve that. And you guys have seen the process as we whittle this down and put together various proposals moving forward. One note here is notice that our current fee of $14.75 does not cover either garbage or trash pickup at this time, so we're way below what we need to cover this service moving forward. Combine the lines on this chart into one that shows the total expenditure in the red versus the revenue in blue. You can see for 2027, we're projecting a $5.5 million gap between those two, and that gap continues to grow as we move forward over the next 10 years. Only slight marginal increase in the revenue, basically due to population increase within the city of Dothan, new neighborhoods coming online, additional residents that we serve and collect that monthly fee. Our goal here is to try to move those two lines much closer together if we can, and we're going to propose several different changes moving forward to help achieve that. We did post a survey online. I don't know what I've got here. I forgot to. Apparently I'm going backwards. Let's don't do it again. We appreciate all the input from the survey that we had online. It's a little small to read. I'll walk you through it just real quick. Top left, the first question we asked was just what day is your garbage collection? So that's just a straightforward answer. Bottom left is we asked the resident, should the service pay for itself? And you can see the outcome there. Good support for, and then some neutral input, and then smaller portion did not agree with the idea of it supporting itself. On the top right, we asked the question, would a biweekly trash service be a burden for you? And that was an overwhelming yes. People want to maintain that weekly pickup for the trash service. And then also, would you put the bottom right, would you support additional fees to cover this service if we were to maintain a weekly service versus going bi-weekly? You can see the majority of that was, there was little support to increase fees to maintain that weekly service. We go to the next slide. We had 4 more questions on that survey. The first one was, are you an avid recycler? Obviously, green line there shows that everyone feels that they are an avid recycler in the city of Dothan. Go below that on the left side, would you pay additional fees to continue curbside recycling? It kind of flipped at that point, so no one seemed to express much interest in funding the continuation of the curbside collection for recycle. On the top right, if recycling were to be discontinued, would you use the city drop-off service collection sites? And that's trending towards a no on that. So we're not seeing a lot of additional interest in people doing the drop-off locations. And then we didn't know the answer to the 7th question before we asked the 8th question and said, do we need additional drop-off sites in the city of Dothan? And then that was basically a neutral response there. So moving on to what we are proposing in today's show is, first off, we are proposing to eliminate curbside recycling. That's that fee that is runs us in the $4 range per month. We can eliminate that and get our recycle program down to collection facilities only, drop-off facilities, and get us down to just over $1 per resident charge to operate that service line. Looking at fee adjustments that we need to close the gap to get our revenue closer to or equal to our expenditures. We are looking at a $5.25 increase in 2027. That would bring us up to an even $20 monthly service charge for residents. Also, if you are utilizing a second cart, we would be looking to implement a $10 service charge for that cart. We'll stop for a second. You guys have any questions, feel free to throw them out there. So if implemented, we would collect all of the blue recycle carts, bring those back to our shop and reutilize those in a different capacity. And if you have a second green cart and you were not interested in keeping that second cart service, paying an additional $10 per month, then you could contact us and we will collect that cart as well. So with the increase up to $20, again, chasing the goal that you guys have asked us to pursue, we would be looking at an additional $5 increase for years 2028, 2029, and 2030, bringing the total service fee per month up to $35. And we would continue to put an inflationary number growth value on that $10 per month card collection service as well to keep it in line with the standard moving forward. 2030 would be the year that we would be self-sustaining with the proposed projected calculations that the finance team has provided for us. So once we get to that point where we're covering our own cost to run the program, we look to put a 3.5% inflationary growth factor on that service moving forward so that we can keep up with our inflation costs as fuel prices, fleet, employee costs goes up in the future. At the end of each year, finance will do an audit of the program to see where we stand financially, to see if the projection would be holding strong. There's a chance between 29 and 30 that we meet that goal early, and we would not need the full $5 increase in the year 2030 moving forward. If that's the case, then we would look to implement whatever it takes to make us run the program even at that point, and then apply the 3.5% after that. So. Looking at it more holistically, this is one of Finance's spreadsheets that shows a breakdown of every service, the cost of every service. The important value here is if you go down to the second to the bottom line that shows the $3.35 million transfer. Implementing this plan decreases that $5.5 to $6 million transfer from the general fund down to the $3.3 million in the first year. Second year, we would see that transfer decrease down to $2.1 million, and then by the third year, we're under $100 million that needs to be transferred from the general fund. And at that time, somewhere in that area is where we projected we would be breaking even at that point, and then no longer have to transfer any fees from the general fund at that point, moving forward. We can take it one step further and look at more of a visual line graph here. It's very similar to the first one that I showed you. The only real difference here is showing the cost breakdown per service stream as the recycle fee dropped from that $4 value down to the $1.52 value. And then we'll go one more and show the net sum of these. So looking at the red line, that is the expenses moving forward, and with the proposed plan that we're presenting here today, that blue line shows how we can catch up revenue to cost and actually cover this expense, and then keep those two lines basically growing at the same rate as we move forward. We want our cost to be offset by a continued increase in the service fee moving forward. Otherwise, we'll end up back in a similar situation to where we are, where that gap continues to grow and we're having to transfer fees in the future to cover the overage there. There are several other things that we're looking at to also help do cost savings from an operational standpoint, and that's where we kind of have a little discrepancy on when we may actually cross the line and break even. Some of that involves, of course, eliminating curbside recycle. Our recycle program employs 10 staff right now. Not looking to get rid of any staff. Environmental Services has a pretty good turnover, so we can go through attrition as we need to eliminate staff, but that program would likely drop from 10 employees down to 3. That would be manning our drop-off locations and then doing some of the hauling back and forth to help keep that program alive. We're also looking at some operational changes from equipment, and fleet standpoint, making all that more efficient, and we're looking at some options now to allow us to reduce our number of fleet down pretty substantially in the next few years through buyback programs, through operational changes with equipment. There's different equipment that requires less personnel to be running throughout the city on a daily basis. So anything we can do to get that fleet number down is really going to help us from a cost standpoint moving forward. And all that comes down to how can we run this program more efficiently than what we're doing right now. We're running a pretty open ship right now. You put it outside the road, we pretty much collect it and move on, and it's a dirty, trashy situation that we're running. We're looking to streamline some of that, clean up what we do, and that's all laid out in some additional revisions to the ordinance moving forward. One more fee-based discussion is when the city renovated the Opera House, built Porter Park, and began doing some of the inviting things that we're doing downtown right now. The need to remove those dumpsters came into play, and we implemented a valet trash service for the businesses along 100 North Foster. For the past 2 years, we've been providing that service at no cost to those businesses, but we're to the point now where we need to implement some sort of a cost structure to that. So we looked at several different breakdowns on how to determine what the fee would be based on the business, and so far we've settled on this tier structure. So just a general office space, we're looking at $25 per month, retail space $50 per month, and any low occupancy restaurant or beverage establishment would be in the $150 at the $150 mark, and then anything over 60-person capacity, 60-person or over, we're looking at $300 per month. So, as an example of what this service is providing, we're basically an on-call trash service for you. If you get into that large capacity range, we're servicing your facility likely 3 times per day. We'll show up early in the morning, clear out anything left over from the night before. We'll reservice around lunch, and then also service before we go home in the evening. So we're doing our best to keep basically no trash in the downtown area. Anytime there's a special delivery, even if it's an office space, mall, retail space, you get a delivery, you've got boxes, cartons, whatever it may be, give us a call, we'll come pick it up. You guys asked about exceptions to the fee. Anyone whose sole source of income is Social Security or Veterans Benefits can request an exemption through the Houston County Health Department. Yes. And we'll work with those guys and comply any way possible. It's not a matter of whether we comply, it's a law at this point. So if you are 100% dependent on that income, then you will not be charged a service fee through the city of Dothan. One other exemption is extended vacancy. So if you own a house and it's going to be vacant for 3 months or more, you can contact Dothan Utilities to put a freeze on that building until the determined date to come back. So that's your 2 exemptions for monthly service charge.
Hey, Tommy, can I ask you a question on that, please?
Yes, sir.
How are we communicating the Social Security or Veterans Benefits aspect to our residents? I know, during my campaign last year, I met a lot of elderly folks who were just struggling to pay their bills, and I know this was a law change that was recently passed. So, how are we communicating that to them that, even if our rates weren't going up, they would be applicable to this?
Right. So we can do that through a number of methods here, utilizing Vincent and his team, and just put it out to the public. Of course, any changes that, whatever you guys decide that we want to implement moving forward, we'll highlight this definitely moving forward as part of that package.
We can also put it on their monthly bills.
That's what I was thinking, if we put it on a bill or something like that so they can see it.
Yes, sir.
Tommy, is there, and I might be confusing this with some other thing, it's senior age, 65 or whatever it is there any discount at all on any of our services when we hit 65? Okay, got you. Is it 65? Okay. Pretty close.
Not yet.
I'm checking, I'm seeing it. I'm almost there.
So that's the majority of the discussion on proposed fee revisions moving forward. We can get into some of the items that help us run a more efficient program, and I'm not going to try to read all of this to you guys. Essentially what we're looking to do is find that fine separation between your green waste and anything that is not green waste. With that, it allows us to put those materials in an unregulated sale versus putting them into our regulated sale, and to help preserve that capacity moving forward. Also, by following a few of these simple proposed changes helps us be much more efficient as we go down the street. We're looking to limit the size of a green waste pile. Make sure that the limbs are not too large for our equipment to pick up. Any limbs over 5 feet long or 12 inches in diameter start to strain our equipment that is collecting that. We want to keep it smaller than that. Again, keep everything separated. If you've got bulky items, whether it be refrigerators, furniture, anything that comes out of your house, keep it separated from that green waste so that we can dispose of them separately and according to the laws that we have to abide by. We are looking to propose a bulky item ticketing system so that if you put something out of the curb that needs our attention that is not green waste, submit that ticket. We have not settled 100% on how to handle that yet. We're looking at options through the app. Like any other service request that comes in through the city, you can always give us a call, but if approved, we will formalize that system moving forward so that we can maintain that and provide efficient responses for that. We see no reason why we can't respond to any bulk pickup within a 3-day time frame. So.
But you mentioned using the app, because I know a lot of times you stick something out, it's gone.
Yes.
So I can get back on the app and say, hey, cancel. My refrigerator's already gone.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Give us about 30 minutes and see if it disappears. And then,
yeah, that's what I mean, yeah.
Yeah. We are asking that you consider putting any kind of leaves, grass clippings, pine straw into some of those biodegradable paper type bags. That allows us again to place that into our unregulated sales versus into our C&D sale that will be reaching capacity one day in the future. So anything that we can eliminate from that would be great. If you do put yard waste in plastic bags, then that would be a ticketed item for us as well that you need to call in, because at that point we need to handle it differently than we do all that green waste. So it essentially becomes bulk waste for us at that point. A little bit of a process for a resident to learn. We do everything we can to be service friendly and keep this moving as efficiently as possible for us and for the residents moving forward. A couple of items that are not very friendly to us to collect. Just want to make sure that everyone is aware through code of what we cannot collect and will not be trying to collect. Basically, if you gut out your house, we don't want the sheetrock and everything out of your house. So any minor repairs, if you go change a door frame or something like that, we'd be glad to get it. But if you change every door frame and within your house, then we need to allow you to handle that yourself, getting rid of the waste product. Any tires coming from any vehicle, large vehicle parts, we're not picking up engines, stuff of that nature.
Tommy, give us a quick, and I know I've had this come up, the refuse not resulting from normal and routine maintenance.
Right.
So I know some examples. If I take my whole fence down,
right,
and put it out, that's not normal. I only do that every 20 or 30 years. So is there any other examples of things where that's come up where we're not going to pick it up because it's not normal and routine? That's the best example I can think of. Tear my patio apart, or
most of what comes to my
deck.
mind is when you gut out a section of your house, or you do a bathroom remodel or something like that, and set out the bathtub and the sheetrock and the new flooring and all that out on the side of the road. That's not anything that we intend to participate in collection. Right. If you clear a lot, push everything to the street, that's not our responsibility to clean up either. Large stumps, any kind of bricks, anything mixed with dirt. Basically, if you're out there bulldozing, pushing everything up into one pile to collect, that needs to be handled through a commercial provider for you. Again, eviction notices, eviction cleanouts, anything where you push all the furniture, all the leftover belongings out of the house out to the curb, we do not intend to pick that up. Of course, anything hazardous, that could be batteries, gas cans, stuff of that nature that's just detrimental to our operation and likely to cause us problems on disposal. A couple of other items to clarify. Of course, we've already sort of mentioned any kind of land clearing needs to be handled at the resident's cost, whether it's a resident or some kind of developer sneaking in, building a one-off house. They need to handle that on their own. It's not our responsibility. Of course, anything that you put out there that is in violation of the ordinance, we're just going to leave it in place. We'll contact you, let you know that we will not be collecting that. And let you know that that responsibility is back on your shoulders. We'll be glad to provide guidance on how to handle that if needed. We're also looking to kind of narrow down where you can place certain items, and basically where not to place certain items on your curbside. Of course, don't put it in the street, don't put it in the gutters or in the ditches. Stay off of the concrete storm structure if possible, and then stay away from the fire hydrants, utility poles, signposts, mailboxes, and water meters or transformers. Basically anything that's a permanent structure. You guys have seen it. We come in with mechanical apparatus, and those guys are good, but occasionally they will hit something. So
Can we add sprinkler systems to that?
Sure, but
I've seen it.
that's a little tough. Yes.
Some people that put it on top and we tear it up.
Yes.
And then we have to supposedly go fix it.
There are some areas where overhead power is an issue if it's low hanging, whether it be power or some communication cables. If that's an issue, we'll reach out to you individually and ask you to maybe move to one corner or the other a little closer to get away from that overhead. If you do put a pile of any type of material out there that is non-compliant, we are implementing a fee to service that non-compliant pile. It's going to be a pretty stiff $500 fee. That should be slightly more than any commercial collector that would come in and do that service for you. We don't want to be in the service of handling these non-compliant materials, but if we need to, we need to make sure we cover our cost on that. Of course, these fees may increase at our discretion moving forward if the commercial pricing structure outpaces our $500, and we need to just stay above that, because we do not want to be the first call to handle non-compliant piles moving forward. Slows down our whole operation. Some of it's rough on our equipment, fleet maintenance. We just want to keep away from it if we can. The ordinance revisions will also formally establish the Helping Hands program moving forward. This is just a program for people in need. It's a simple application that you can get through our department and get a physician to sign off on it, and we will help you get your card out to the road and back on a weekly basis. No fee associated with that. But again, you need to be the sole individual in that residence. Make sure you don't have able-bodied people with you before you sign up for that service. And that'll be an annual application fee, just to make sure we stay accurate on the count of residents that we need to help with the Helping Hands program. That's a good service to help people out. Just a quick glance at how we are comparing to other services. You guys saw this. We had a good bit of discussion about it in the past. For the most part, very few of the other cities are offering the 3 service streams that we have now. Removing the recycle actually kind of makes us look more like some of these. The initial fee increase to $20 and then to $25 and $30 over the next several years would put us at the top of some of these, but if these people are doing the same thing we're doing, various cities looking at increased fee structure to help cover the expenses that we're seeing and the increase in the price of fleet and trucks, operation, personnel, we foresee the other cities moving in an upward direction on the fee structure as well. So, with that, I'll be quiet and be glad to answer any questions you guys may have. Mr. City Manager may want to add something. He's been heavily involved in this as well. Or Ms. Ramona, if I missed something, feel free to speak up.
We are going to put this presentation on the website as well after today, so that anybody that needs to take a closer look at it, they're more than welcome to. And there's contact information on the last slide there, so if they have questions, they can contact Environmental Services directly and get those questions answered.
When do we expect to see this on our formal agenda? Is it next meeting?
If y'all want to move it forward, I would like to put it on the next meeting. Yes, sir.
And this would be in effect starting October 1st if it was approved?
Yes, sir. That's the plan. Thursday, we have our budget work session. The current budget does not incorporate any increases in fees, but if y'all are vote to increase the fees, then finance will have time to be able to update the budget to show what the increase in revenues would be for 27 and 28.
I just like to thank Tommy and Ramona and Stephen, all those involved, and yourself. Trying to do this is never fun to raise fees, but that chart just stands out. Do nothing, you got to come up with the money somewhere. And so not only do we need this to be self-sufficient, but make just that little bit you're showing there for future sale openings and things to plan for our future. So I think anybody in any kind of business would be planning for the future, and that's what you're doing. It's not easy, but we've been at a low rate for a very long time, so it affects all of us. So no, it's not fun, but thank you for all involved in doing this and having to, make tough decisions. So thank you.
Yeah, I'll just add as well, thank you for all the work on it. I know there's a lot of work that's gone into it, getting a lot of information, but also looking at ways to cut costs in operations as well, so that people don't always think that we're just raising fees, but that we're also trying to be efficient in our way we do run the business of services providing to the cities, to the citizens. So thank you for that as well, City Manager and Tommy and Stephen and others as well. Thank you.
Mayor, if I could reiterate that if we do implement this, there is no concern about having to eliminate any employees currently. Everybody that's employed in environmental services, we have great employees out there. We all work hard. We're proud of them. And, we'll just, like I said it earlier, but I just want to reiterate, any lowering of the number of employees will be through attrition moving forward. So there's no fear of anybody losing any jobs regardless of decisions we make moving forward. We have plenty of use for everyone out there.
All right. Let's move it forward.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Tom.
Thank you, Tom. We do have a couple of privileges of the floor. The first is LaShonda Wingard. Ms. Wingard, if you'll state your name and address, and then you'll have 3 minutes to speak.
LaShonda Wingard, 103 Railroad Avenue. I'm here on behalf of the residents of my area and my community. We have a community garden, and we teach homesteading and prepping, how to prepare for disasters. And at